Hi, I'm David.
And I'm Gail.
And here we are on stage 12 of our grand Michinoku Coastal Walk.
That puts us at the halfway mark in terms of stages for this half of the trail.
That's right. So today, to get here, we started in Ishinomaki at our hotel, and we took a local train from there to here. We're in Onagawa, and you can see the fabulous train station behind us in Onagawa.
Featured in our last video. Can I just say a little word for Onagawa? Because this proportionately was the hardest hit community of all along the eastern coast of Japan in the great earthquake and tsunami. They lost virtually all of their buildings, many people, so they have rebuilt. It's become an example of very progressive and clever rebuilding, but you know, at what a cost.
So now we're heading off from here, Onagawa. Our destination is Ogatsu, and it's only, you think it's a short day, it's only about 14 or so kilometers to get there. However, there is some climbing to be done, about over 600 meters of climbing and descending along the way. There are some trails too, and we know from recent experience that those trails and even unpaved roads can really slow you down. So it might be just 14 kilometers, but it might be an all-day trek just to get to our destination.
So we'll see what that's like, and we'll take you along.
For sure. Time to get going, I think, eh?
Wonder what all this is about? Stay tuned to our Japan 101 tips at the end of this video. Well, the road has now led us to a forest entry, and we've encountered now, I think it's our third little counter birdhouse. Now, hope this isn't indicative of how many people are walking this part of the trail, but right now it is at number 2. So I am going to be 3, and David is going to make it lucky number 4. Well, Google Translate tells us that this says that this is the entrance to the course of the Michinoku Trail. Kind of funny wording. And yet yonder there is indeed the usual insignia for the trail. And David's GPS confirms that going that way is indeed the way. So it's just something new and different that we haven't encountered before.
Well, we made it to the top of Mount Ishinage.
Yes.
What can you say?
I would say that that is the most difficult hiking I've ever done. And
Yeah.
you too, David?
Probably because I think it tested my body in different ways. I think my legs and everything are pretty good actually. But what's really kicked in is that because you're going on a slope that's about 30 degrees to about 45 degrees like that, your ankle is basically being forced to bend upwards, and that's constant for over about 4 kilometers or so, something like that. And wow, that really took a toll, and it showed in our speed. I think our speed right now is 2.5 kilometers an hour.
Usually average 5.2.
Something
For
like
myself,
that.
everything worked. My heart, my lungs, my arms, which really surprised me. My legs were not responsive, and it was partly a balance issue, but I felt as if it was 2 steps forward, 1 step back.
Yeah.
And I wasn't sure. I was wobbly. Like I wasn't sure if I was going to go flying. So we're happy to be at the top, let's put it that way. Now what's really strange is we encountered a trail runner, a woman dressed in bright pink, similar to my blouse, and she was ahead of us and even told us that we had gone the wrong way.
Yeah.
She warned us partway up that this is a place where bears live. We do have our bear spray. We both have our bells on, and we pointed that out, and she said, that's good. Then she ran up. I mean, it defied reason or ability that somebody would be capable of doing that. And then we were near the top, struggling a bit, and she appeared again as if she was coming back, as if she was doing it all over again. She came from the same, and it reminded me of literature I've read about the third man syndrome, when somebody is in an isolated area, needs help, that people see a third person who's helpful and then kind of just disappears. And there's been a lot of credible people who have written about this phenomenon. She may have been a trail runner, or we may have had our first encounter of the third man.
Third man, yes. It was quite I would say, an ordeal, struggle to get up here. However, right now we're sitting here and we've got a spectacular view looking out over the hills and the ocean in the background. Just goes on and on. It's quite a magnificent view, actually.
It's as if the sea merges with the sky, and you have islands in the distance that are in the sky with the clouds. It's just magnificent.
Anyway, so I think probably enough said. Time to sit down. We have our strange enough little petit four sandwiches.
It's the best we could get yesterday
we're
at the
toppling
grocery store.
Yes. So we're going to enjoy those before we begin our massive descent, which is probably going to be just as challenging as getting up here to start with.
Oh my goodness.
See you then.
Well, that was an exhausting walk through the woods. We've now reached, though, let's call it terra firma, on concrete roads, and we are heading now to our accommodations. It will be a downward walk for about 7 kilometers before we reach our destination.
So welcome to Japan 101, although in this case I think it's more like Michinoku Coastal Trail 101, because what we're talking about is the wayfinding along the trail that is both devised and things that you should bring along too. First of all, I'm going to talk about all the posts and the guidance that you get as you're walking on the trail. There's a lot of them along the trail. It certainly helps quite a bit, but I would highly recommend that you have the GPS, the official GPS tracks installed on your phone, and make sure that they will work offline, so you don't need cellular data to do it. In some cases, you're not going to find a post and you're going to wonder, and you're going to want to refer to the GPS. So anyways, the kinds of posts that you get will range in sophistication. This is probably the most sophisticated. It's a very large post. You can see how, compared to the scale of me, David, and quite often it has the little thing on the top here which will give you directions both coming and going, northbound or southbound. You should turn there, or you should go this way if you're going in that direction. And they'll just color them in with white paint depending on which direction you happen to be going. So that's sort of the granddaddy of them all. Sometimes you'll see the post as well without this top thing. It just sort of indicates the post itself. Stepping down from that, there are smaller posts that are more or less just a foot out of the ground, and sometimes they're harder to find. You'll find those more along trails as you're walking along. You also find some special purpose signs as well, and they're quite often will have the Michinoku logo on them, but whatever message is usually written in just Japanese. So again, it's good to have Google Translate, and make sure you've downloaded the Japanese language onto Google Translate so that you can interpret those on the fly, because they sometimes have valuable information. I know we just finished this trail and there was warnings about hunting that could be going on at certain times of the year. Not while we're here right now, fortunately. So a step down from all the posts and what have you are the flags that are quite often installed in trees. They're more like ribbons actually. They can be tied around the trunks of trees, around branches on trees, and they're really quite visible and quite easy to see. You'll find these in forested areas, forested trails, and they're really quite helpful because there's quite often the trails are not that apparent, and there could be multiple trails even, and it will help you sort through those. Along with GPS, it'll help you find which is the right path that you should be going. There are other signals as well. There's red ribbons or flags, as I would say, tied to trees as well, that are often quite helpful. I'm not sure how official those are, but they seem to be quite helpful. And I think that more or less rounds it out. So the combination of these posts that you see here and all the other flags and what have you, and also essentially having GPS on your phone will help you make your trek a lot more enjoyable. Well, we're just at the end of our day, and it's been a long, hard day, hasn't it?
That's a long 14.7 kilometers.
14.7 kilometers. And we're nicely settled up in here in a very small, it's almost like a bed and breakfast in a way, a hiker's paradise, I guess you'd call it. It's specifically designed for Michinoku Trail hikers.
Yeah, so we're in a private home. Mm-hmm. Our room has sliding doors that look onto a forest. You can hear the stream. We're in a very rural setting now.
That's right, yeah. And our host, Yoko, has been very generous with us. By the way, if you were looking it up on the web, it's called M.s.s books. And it shows up pretty easily there if you're searching for it on Google Maps. Mm-hmm. So
highly recommended.
Mm-hmm. Very inexpensive. Our hostess prepared a dinner for us, and as well we're going to get breakfast tomorrow morning.
We are. I'm looking forward to that because she makes homemade bread and jams.
Yes, and box lunch. She'll prepare a box lunch for our next day as well. So very, very nice. Oh, and she speaks English too, so that's
very
quite
accommodating
handy.
hostess.
Yeah, for sure. Anyway, it's been a long day, as we said, so I think it's maybe time to say goodbye for tonight, and we'll see you tomorrow morning. In the meantime, if you like the video, thumbs up, please. That'd be really nice.
And please subscribe if you haven't already.
And we always enjoy your comments.
Take care, and we'll see you on the road.
See you then.